How are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and community?
One of the things that we do at our school that I think is pretty effective is we do have monthly and only as needed faculty meetings. So our expectations and information are sent out once a month. We get an agenda ahead of time, which we can use to flag questions or get clarification from. We also have built in a site-based management team, which is required for every school in our district. And it's made up of members of the high school or the school where you are and representatives in various departments, as well as a required administrative member on the team. So between that and our PBS committee, which was mentioned in the question before, information is pretty easily disseminated at our school and on a timely basis. Of course, with the advent of email, things are expected to be read and tended to pretty regularly, which may or may not always happen depending on who writes the email and the clarity of that email. But I feel like most of the time we're pretty well informed electronically and verbally.
How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
Well, our district has a vision that we have a mission statement and a vision statement for our district, and each school, through their site-based management team, tries to hash out a coordinated effort to align with that vision. One of the things we also do is through PBS again is we have incentives for kids as well as motivational things to raise the pride and the level of awareness within the school. Oftentimes in a lower socioeconomic area, it's very hard for the kids to buy in and have a lot of school pride. And one of the things we do to show that pride is to support our kids with our vision. And we have a slogan that has gone on for now. This is our third year, so that the kids know that we're bold, we're buff, we're Holtum. That's been the consistent feeling since we started. We have done some initiatives to increase school spirit, both by offering transportation to sporting events. We've also used students focused on in announcements, as well as recognizing students throughout the building that have done successful things, whether it's in sports or whether it's in fine arts or whether it's in any of the academic areas. So I think we've done a real good job doing that. And again, it helps that we highlight the teacher that's responsible for guiding and mentoring that student, as well as with the student that was recognized. Our campus was also recognized as a demonstration site for the AVID program, which is Advancement via Individual Determination. And we were all had the same vision all last year, school-wide, to build a campus of college-going atmosphere. And that was an expectation that we had, that all of our kids could participate and be college-bound. And we worked on that throughout the year, and were lucky enough to have earned the recognition of the site-based observation. We also started some initiatives within our own campus that required every student to have a buff binder, and in that we are using every effort to get the kids organized, not only for college prep but for life after college, post-secondary life, whether it's directly in the workforce or whether it's in going to college, because being a part of organized is part of your life. Can you produce the receipt for that light bill, and can you come up with the documents that you need for getting your car registered, or whatever the situation might be. So that was another one of our initiatives that I think we have gone over and above a really good job taking care of campus-wide for our school.
And the last one, what processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the vision?
Well, part of my answer to that kind of dovetails to something else I've already said, but having the positive behavioral support not only for the kids, but it's also to cut down on inconsistencies between administration and staff. One of my favorite things to say is I hate to send a kid for the same offense to one principal that I send to the same offense to another principal, and that principal treats it as if it were, two of a kind, and the other principal treats it as if it were a full house. And I think the full house should always be the two of a kind. And just because you're with one principal doesn't mean that, you get a lesser consideration or a lesser consequence for your action than you do if you went to another principal. I think consistency has a lot to do with how kids treat each other and how they treat the staff. Also, clearly communicated and consistently clear expectations to the kids are part of what keeps morale high, at least for the staff as well as for the students, because we have to know that we're being taken care of as well as the students, and therefore if we're taken care of, then 9 times out of 10 I think the students are taken care of. We also have a unity committee that tries to build team activities, whether it's a Christmas party, which may or may not have been the norm in the past, to end of the year celebrations, school-wide luncheons, and some of the things that keep us from being so frustrated as teachers that it's hard for us to be in a positive frame of mind. So all those things coupled together, I think, have a lot to do with morale and vision of the school. Primarily, consistency, I think, has been the shortest coming of late.
All right.